How we doing, my friends? Is the new dogs out here that I've been seeing? They're very nice looking dogs. And some of them don't actually fit the standards in the classes that they in. They don't really fit the standards I've been seeing, you know. And it's a whole new dog that, the world is breeding right now. You know, it's a nano dog, you know. The world got breeding right now. They breeding a nano dog. They breeding the hell out of the nano dog. The dogs then got smaller. Everybody got a nano dog. Some people, um, in the French bulldog community, I've been calling they dogs nano dogs. And at first, the nano dog that I had saw wasn't a Frenchie. It wasn't a Frenchie. It was like shit. I would have to say it was a extreme dog. Just a short one, like a pocket extreme dog. And then you got the B Nano dogs. The B Nano and the Nano. Are they the same? You know what I'm saying? The B Nano and the Nano. I know one of them, the Nano dog, wasn't that Khan's dog? Then you got the B Nano dog. You know what I'm saying? But those are like the extreme dogs. The extreme American bullies. Um, I like the extreme American bullies. I really do. But I didn't see like four extreme American bullies that that look like they fit pocket standard. You know what I mean? Like they extreme, but they wasn't fitting the standard to some degree. You know what I mean? In the areas that they were in. You know. Another thing I'll be tripping on. Well, when I say they didn't fit the standard, right? Like the male extremes are supposed to be like, from what the standard said, 17 to 20 inches. That's what the male extreme is supposed to be, 17 to 20 inches. The female extreme dog, is like an inch shorter. She's supposed to be 16 through 19 inches. The female extreme dog is supposed to be 16 through 19 inches. And the male dog is supposed to be 17 to 20 inches. There's a few extreme dogs out right now that like Trapzilla. Trapzilla is 14 inches. He's 14 inches from the withers. China Boy would be the same. I like those dogs. Let's not get it twisted. I like those dogs. But the new dogs, because I keep calling them new dogs, they have a standard, but some of them seem like they don't go against. They don't go with the standard. They go against it. A 14-inch dog is a very small dog. That right there, you can't even call that extreme. You can't call no 14-inch dog extreme. Nope. I don't even see how that could be. Like, how can you call a 14-inch dog or a 13-inch dog extreme? Just because they're packing on like 85 to 110, 120 pounds. Well, he is a big dog. He big as hell. At 85 to 110 pounds or 120 pounds, and he only 13 or 14 inches from the ground. You could say from the withers. You could say what you want. From the ground, man. Okay? That I mean, a 13-inch dog weighing at 95 pounds. 14-inch dog, 15-inch dog, weighing in at 95 pounds to 100 pounds. That's too much weight on a little bitty dog. You know, um, pocket dogs be like 11 to 20 pounds, and they are bigger than that. They are bigger than that. Pocket dogs are bigger than 11 to 20 pounds. You know, they are bigger than 11 to 20 pounds. Um, yeah, man, it's just like when you get an American bully dog, that's an extreme. In between 14 and 16 inches from the ground, and he's a male. In between 14 and 16 inches from the ground, and he weighs almost 100 pounds. That's hella heavy for a little bitty dog. Get a measuring tape, man, and measure 13 to 14 inches from the ground. And then you put 100 pounds on that. And then, you know what I'm saying? Some of them be having like 28-inch necks, 30-inch necks, right? But the neck is barely off the shoulders. They, you know, a lot of people still be looking for that Dax look. You know what I mean? Because Dax had them nice shoulders. Well, a lot of the extreme dogs don't even got shoulders. They just got a nice little neck, and they walk. You know, they're starting to get like a little stiff from being so big. You know what I mean? Starting to get like a little stiff from being so big. I mean, that's just my thing. You know what I mean? That's just my thing. I don't think a dog should be that big if he that small. You know? 11, the classic, the standard, and the extreme when it comes to males are 17 to 20 inches from the ground. That's the standard. But they don't reach that. Some of these males are barely even 15 inches from the ground. And the standard says you're supposed to be 17 to 20 inches from the ground. But they don't reach that. They really don't. I'm not saying I don't dislike it. You know, I mean, in some shape, forms, or fashion, I can see that being unhealthy to that dog. He can't play. He can't play. He's too big to be, he's too small to be so big. You know, you got to see he's too small to be so big. You know, his agility, he ain't going to be able to move, right? I mean, walking might not be a thing. But some of them dogs probably, I mean, because a lot of them look healthy. Trust me, a lot of them look healthy. A lot of them dogs look healthy, man. They look beautiful. They look beautiful. I like extreme dogs. I like dogs. But sometimes I just like to look at that dog too. You know, your standard says it, extreme dog is supposed to be 17 to 20 inches from the ground. They're not reaching that. They 14 inches from the ground. They are 14 inches from the ground. Extreme dogs are supposed to be 17 to 20 inches from the ground. You know what I'm saying? And they're not that. They're not that. Yeah, man, they're not that. They're not that. And I like them. You know, I just, was like wondering why. And is it okay to go against the standard, even if the dog looks nice? Just because the dog looks nice, it's okay to go against the standard because, he's going to be the next face of this particular new movement of bullies that's coming in because these are brand new dogs. These are new dogs. Like, what's the classes? The first 4 classes, I think, was, let me see, classic, standard, pocket, standard, Standard, Classic, Pocket, and XL. Standard, Classic, Pocket, and XL were the first four classes, right? Now we've made room for another class called the Extreme. So you got to write up new rules for this Extreme. 17 to 20 inches from the ground for males, 16 to 19 inches from the ground for females. They don't reach that. They don't reach that. Some of these males are in between 13 and 14 inches from the ground. And some of the females may be a little bigger. I mean, I like China Boy. China Boy is a very beautiful dog. But when you hit some runts, you know what I'm saying? When you talk on some Skittles or something, and then you get the tripping on China Boy and you get the vegging on him, and you get to looking at him and try to compare him to any dog you've ever saw in the California region. He don't look the same as no dog you've ever saw in the whole region where you live in. He don't look the same. He's very small, and he's very beautiful. Fuck what you talking about. China Boy is dope. He a dope dog, but in a lot of ways he don't fit the standard. He don't fit the standard. And then it's only so many times you could breed to a Frenchie before I keep saying it, like, you're gonna see that dog come out of your bully with them small muzzles, man. Right here I wrote down classic muzzle for a classic dog. You know what I'm saying? The muzzle size being 25 to 35% of overall length of the head. Overall length of the head, 25 to 35%, okay, of the overall length of the head. They're not reaching that. They're not reaching that. Sometimes you can look at some of these extreme bullies. It's an extreme dog. He supposed to be bigger than all the rest of the dogs. He extreme. But his head, the inside facial features right here, all that stuff is smaller than your dog. Like he got a pushed in, smaller muzzle. They say the lips are supposed to be tight and close. And you can have a little wrinkles on them, but they prefer you not. All that's on the standard. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to the pockets are medium length, rounded. Like they got these rounded cheeks. Now, I don't know how and you know what I'm saying? They rounded on the upper side. See? Rounded on the upper side. When on a pocket dog. Small little pushed in nose like a Frenchie. Rounded on the cheeks right around here. Rounded. You know what I'm saying? Or slightly squared. And a lot of these dogs are starting to get the brand new dogs, not the old dogs. The brand new dogs are starting to get a square head. The square head looking like the French bulldog head. I mean, it is an extreme influx in French bulldog and English bulldog blood right now, going inside of the brand new bullies. You have the nano and the B nano bullies, which are both nice looking dogs. Okay, they both nice looking dogs, but there's something in them. Some of these dogs have other traits. You can look at this dog and see other traits, and so you can't sit there and say you don't see it. You can't sit there and see this big old dog with this big old huge body, and some of them still got a high rear. Because when you breed to a bulldog, you may come up with a high rear. I did it. You know what I'm saying? When you breed to a bulldog, you will come up sometimes with that. Most of the times, damn near if not all the time, with that high rear. With that high rear. We had a dog we bred to a bulldog, had a super ass high rear. Her name was Peaches. She had a real high rear. Very beautiful dog. But it's like when you breed to a dog that is, already got a high rear because the English Bulldog already has a high rear. When you look at them in the AKC show ring floor, when they come up in there, they got a high rear. You know what I'm saying? Most of them have it, and they're not the colors of these dogs that you see today. Like, you don't be seeing all them tricolored dogs in the show ring at the American Kennel Club. But and just like I said, some of the papers, they'll say that these dogs are supposed to be them colors. But you really got a dog that's been bred to another dog, meaning it's been bred to that French bulldog or that English bulldog somewhere down the line. And sometimes they could have even bred that dog to a Boston Terrier. They could have even bred that dog to a Boston Terrier. The bulldog is heavily inside the new bully, heavily inside the new bully. You can tell from the rounded head, like the extremes are supposed to have a medium length muzzle, okay, and the jaws well defined. That's a whole, like, you're trying to fix this dog to have well defined jaws, and I don't know how you just got this dog's jaw so well defined when the whole breed should have been well defined. That's just how the breed is, period, with well defined jaws. So I don't know what other breed you could be possibly using besides a Frenchie. Just keeping it real, besides a Frenchie, to get the jaws well defined and rounded. Because you're not going to use a pit bull to get your dog's cheeks rounded and defined and stuff like that. And the underjaw to be strong and display biting power. Off top, the American Bully displays biting power with his jaws no matter what the breed is. Could be any kind of breed, because Gray Line was that off top. So the Razor's Edge has always been able to display biting power because it came from Gray Line. Dax was a Gray Line. Y'all called Dax something else, but his whole lineage was Gray Line. His whole lineage was Gray Line. He came all the way from Gray Line dogs. So I don't know what you mean by display biting power on the extreme bully. American Bullies been displaying biting power since they were created, from the dogs they were created from. The Band Dog, that dog displays biting power. The Ryan, that dog displays biting power. You know what I'm saying? The Watchdog, that dog displays biting power. The Ruffian Dog, all these dogs I ain't never bred to, but this is what makes the American Bully. It displays biting power. And every now and then, y'all can throw that Bulldog off in there because it is what it is. The Bulldog is in the breed. Might as well rewrite up new papers because they ain't going to stop breeding that Bulldog. They're not. And you know what? The Bulldog and some dogs make the dog look okay. They make the dog look okay. So, but it's not. It may make the dog look okay, but it's not standard. That's not the standard to the breed, man. That's not the standard to the breed. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is when it comes to that dog. You know what I mean? And it's the lips are supposed to be close and even on the extreme. How do you get the lips to be close and even on a dog? What dogs are? How can you do that to get the lips close and even on the dog? They're going to be close and even anyway. Wasn't Lassie's lips close and even? Ren 1010's lips close and even? Beethoven's lips close and even? See, when you breed to the standard of a dog, their lips should be exactly how the standard has always said they should be. The Pit Bull's lips are close and even. The Staffordshire's lips are close and even. The Bulldog's lips kind of like overlap a little bit, because sometimes they might have that underbite. Sometimes they might even have an overbite. So maybe that's why you threw that in there, that they supposed to be close and even, is because the Bulldog will mess up the look a little bit. The Bulldog will. Probably, I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. They're supposed to be close and even, and some looseness accepted on the skin. Some looseness accepted on the skin, but then on the standard, it also says not preferred. It also says not preferred. So that's just a standard that was just completely made up, read up. Whoever read it up in a hurry. Because it's like, damn, how can you make this dog just transform and do all these things and go small and big and fat, but never skinny? And you ever notice that? The dogs ain't going skinny no more. You can't have no skinny dog. So you got to breed to, powerhouse dogs like that bulldog. You know what I'm saying? The OD bulldoggy. That OD bulldoggy. That's where that tricolor might be coming from too. That OD bulldoggy. That OD bulldoggy. That tri could be coming from there. But most definitely, that's a bulldog trait. And if you notice, in some of the new dogs, especially the extremes, they don't all got the same eye shape. Nope, they don't. I've been looking at the eyes. Not only do the extremes got bulldog muzzles, but they also got some of them got bulldog eye shape, man. You see some of them, like the almond eye shape is becoming extinct damn near, because that's the way that the standard was written for the bulldogs, for the American bullies' eyes to be, was an almond shaped. Well, when you keep breeding it to a different dog and you keep out crossing it up to a different dog, and then you want to run it back to the blood it came from, so trying to clean it up a little bit, sometimes you just don't clean it up all the way. Sometimes you don't clean it up all the way. And what I mean by that is, when you get dogs, and they forming new shapes on their eyes is forming new shapes. They not chinky-eyed no more, And I'm not talking about no Asian community. Not at all. Well, I'm not even that. They're not tie-dyed no more is what I meant to say. They're not tie-dyed no more. No, none of the dogs are tie-dyed, and their eyes are barely shaped like almonds. They barely shaped like almonds. Some of them are round. And now they coming out gold, and they coming out all kind of different colors. Because you breeding a dog different colors. So, there's going to be that melanin thing, that phenomelanin thing, that agouti thing. It's going to start popping out. And your dogs they're going to take on the formation of agouti. You know what I'm saying? Some of them may lose melanin. You know what I'm saying? A long time ago, the standard was writ up. From what I had read, that you couldn't have an all-white American bully. The American bully had to have a patch on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, had to be a pied dog. It had to be pied. Well, normally you can't even see a all-white American bully no more. Shout out to Mr. 45. You know what I'm saying? Greco Bully Camp. Mr. 45 is a beast. I always did like Mr. 45. He's all white. You know what I'm saying? Greco Bully Camp, man. He's all white. He dope, Well, most of them is not all white. You know what I'm saying? They got a patch on them somewhere. And you don't even see all white like bullies no more. You know what I'm saying? You're starting to see so many tricolor bullies till it's pathetic. And that and the bulldog is just coming out in every single one of them. You know what I'm saying? A female extreme dog is supposed to be 16 to 19 inches. But some of these extreme dogs that are females are a little bit bigger than the males. It's like the paperwork been switched around. Like, the males are not as big as the girls. They not as big as the girls, man. You know what I'm saying? And they got bulldog features all over. You know what I'm saying? They got bulldog features all over. They really do. They are not coming in at 75 to 120 pounds like the standard says, because this a pocket dog. You know what I mean? And then, shit, Don't mess around and come up with a micro extreme. Because if you do that, he ain't extreme no more. He's not even extreme. Some of these extremes look like a pocket dog. And they just look like a pocket dog. But you calling it extreme. It don't fit the standard. It really don't fit the standard. Oh man, it don't fit the standard at all. You know what I'm saying? The standards say they supposed to be 17 to 20 inches. They're not. They're not 17 to 20 inches. They're not. They're not 17 to 20 inches. They supposed to be 75 to 120 pounds. That they probably are, because everybody always want to feed their dog something new. They really do. They want to feed their dog something new. It's just none of this stuff is true on some of these dogs. I take a look at them all the time because I really like dogs. So I really look at these dogs. But what would you say if you was being truthful? Would you say that they were really standing on the standard that they have rid up for the extremes? Because I can't lie. I seen that one dog, Trapzilla, at 14 inches. He's not meeting it. He's not meeting the standard. And I'm not ragging on Trapzilla or nothing, but he's not meeting the standard. He's not meeting the extreme standard. And he's a very beautiful dog. He really is. But he don't meet the standard. But then look where he came from. China Boy. China Boy is a bulldog. He's a pretty American. Well, he's a pretty bully, but he's got that bulldog in him. He got it in him tough, too. You can see it. Yeah, you can see it in him. If you say you don't see Bulldog and China Boy, you crazy. You do see Bulldog and China Boy. You do. Face the bully. I like to talk about dogs, man. Look at these dogs. Talk about these dogs. Give y'all props on the dogs. Even though, sometimes everybody not meeting the standard. I may not even meet the standard on some things. You don't blame nobody. You know what I'm saying? But when you're looking at a dog and they calling this dog the best, you do want to know why. How the best going? How is he gonna be the best when he's breaking the standard? Can't be the best if you breaking some. Hey, you breaking the law, you got to get it's consequences for that. If you're in violation of the law, That was just something I had looked at, man, on these dogs. The extreme bully is starting to trip me out because it's a brand new dog, and I just want to know what it is. How is it a brand new dog? It's a brand new dog because you're making that dog. What you're making that out of, we can't really, really tell, because just like I said, the dogs you cross up to, you'll never put on your paperwork. You never put it on there. You only put the dogs on there that look like bullies. But those bullies were bred to something else before you put them on that paperwork. That won't never show. The recipe won't never show. But oh well, we'll find out. We discussing everything. Try to discuss everything right here on Face the Bully.